What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, challenge. We got a challenge, right? Gervonta Tank Davis is challenging Canelo Álvarez to see who's the bigger superstar and challenging Canelo Álvarez to now fight on the same day he fights to see who does bigger numbers and who's the bigger draw. So he's now challenging Canelo Álvarez, saying, fight on the same day as me. Let's see who do bigger numbers. Now, this is very, very interesting because Gervonta Tank Davis, in a sense, looks up to Canelo Álvarez's career and appreciates it. And Canelo Álvarez appreciates Gervonta Tank Davis' career. He stated one of the only fighters he watches, that being Canelo, is Gervonta Tank Davis. Gervonta Tank Davis is not as accomplished as Canelo Álvarez. He's not as proven as Canelo Álvarez. And this would be very interesting because if they went into negotiations right now, Canelo Álvarez undoubtedly will be the A side, right? They're both considered faces of the sport of boxing. Canelo Álvarez is the pound-for-pound face of the sport of boxing because he's proven, in my opinion. Gervonta Tank Davis is trajecting into that area, but he's not yet proven there. Not completely. He's one of them, but not solidified as the one. Canelo Álvarez has done 4 pay-per-views that did 1 million pay-per-view buys. He did one with Floyd Mayweather. He did 2 with Gennady Triple G Golovkin. And he did one with Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. He's also done a pay-per-view with Caleb Plant that was 750 to 850,000 pay-per-view buys, teetering on that 1 million pay-per-view buy number. Then he's done some 500,000 pay-per-view buys, right? And he's a major draw at the gate. Gervonta Tank Davis has done 1 pay-per-view of 1 million pay-per-view buys. That was his very last fight against King Ryan Garcia, April 22nd, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. It did 1.2 million pay-per-view buys. The 5th highest gate in Las Vegas boxing history, a $23 million gate, surpassed Canelo Álvarez's gate. And it saw Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia take home over $30 million, right? With that said, Gervonta Tank Davis, biggest pay-per-view prior to that was his pay-per-view he did with Rolando Rolly Romero, which was May of 2022 at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, which did a gate of $5 million gate. And it did 250,000 pay-per-view buys, right? So that means if you took Canelo Álvarez's low number of 500,000, that's double of Gervonta Tank Davis's highest pay-per-view outside of the Ryan Garcia fight. And then Canelo Álvarez did an 850,000 pay-per-view. Tank Davis did a 61,000 pay-per-view buy with Hector Garcia. And then you look at just actual accomplishments. Canelo Álvarez is teetering on breaking the record of beating more world champions than Floyd Mayweather, who holds the record at 23. He's a 4-division champion, officially, holding official titles in all 4 divisions. And he's the undisputed super middleweight. He has a record of 60 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 big wins by way of knockout. He's 33 years of age. Now, I know people, it seems like they are far apart, but he's actually only 4 years older than Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, when you look at it from this standpoint, if you put it in perspective, that's Gervonta Tank Davis compared to Devin Haney. Their age gap, Devin Haney turning 25, Gervonta is 29. Gervonta is 29, Canelo's 33. So the age gap between Devin Haney and Gervonta Tank Davis, who is being talked about as the biggest fight in boxing, is the same age gap between Gervonta Tank Davis and Canelo Álvarez. But you look at the accomplishments. Gervonta Tank Davis is a 3-division champion, 5-time world champion. But majority of those belts are regular titles. They're not the official champion titles because he beat Mario Barrios for the WBA regular title, but Josh Taylor was the undisputed champion. He beat Yuriorkis Gamboa for the WBA lightweight title, but Lomachenko was the unified champion. So he was never the actual full champion outside of at 130 when he beat Pedraza, held the IBF and he held the WBA or the WBC. I'm not sure. Right? So when you compare the two, it's just simply not close. Canelo Álvarez is consistent. And we can't say, well, the age gap, because again, I just told you, Devin Haney has accomplished more officially in the sport of boxing than Tank Davis has outside of sales and money. Right? Devin Haney's an undisputed champion. He's beat world champions in his last 7 fights, back to back to back, consecutively. And he's a 2-division official champion and the WBC reigning junior welterweight world champion. He's 4 years younger than Gervonta Tank Davis, just like Gervonta Tank Davis is 4 years younger than Canelo Álvarez. So the consistency between Canelo Álvarez and Gervonta Tank Davis separates themselves. Now, I know the difference is Canelo Álvarez actually fought Floyd Mayweather. Well, they both had the backing and the help and the co-signing of Floyd Mayweather because Floyd Mayweather directly co-signed Gervonta Tank Davis just like he did Canelo. Now, he actually fought Canelo, but he put Canelo as his co-main event, but he also did the same thing for Gervonta Tank Davis multiple times. On the biggest fight, the second biggest fight in boxing history is Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, and Gervonta Tank Davis was the co-main event on that fight, bringing recognition and acknowledgement to who he was. So here's the difference is that Canelo Álvarez is fighting the best guys in his division. Now, he's strategically moving around some. He's doing so with David Benavidez. That's abundantly clear. But in the same token, he fought all the other best guys in his division, not named David Benavidez. When he was at 154, before he fought Floyd, but he also fought the other 2 best fighters in his division at the time, which was Austin Trout and Erislandy Lara. Now, you could make a case he arguably lost to Erislandy Lara. He dropped Austin Trout and won a close fight, and he lost every round to Floyd Mayweather. But then that stretch of 3 fights, look who he fought. Floyd Mayweather, Austin Trout, the undefeated champion, and Erislandy Lara. They were the best 2 guys at 154, Lara and Austin Trout. Right? Then he went to middleweight. He fought Triple G twice. Now, he eventually fought him a 3rd time, but I don't even count the trilogy. But he fought Triple G, who was the best 160-pounder in the world, and he beat him. He beat Danny Jacobs as well in that division. Now, he never fought Demetrius Andrade, but he beat Danny Jacobs and Gennady Golovkin, who was seen to be the best 2 fighters at 160. Then he went to 175. And he fought Sergey Kovalev, which were the weaker of the champions. But then he fought arguably the best fighter at 175 in Dimitri Bivol. He lost, but he fought Dimitri Bivol. So the only guy that he didn't fight is David Benavidez. Right? And there's times he has some questionable fights, like fighting Amir Khan unnecessarily. You understand? But he beat Caleb Smith, Caleb Plant, and Billy Joe Saunders. Outside of David Benavidez, those are the next 3 best fighters in the division. He beat 3 out of the 4 best fighters in his division at 168. He fought 2 of the top 3 fighters at 175. He split 1-1. He fought the top 2 guys in his division not named himself at 154, which was Trout and Lara, and he beat both. And he also fought the best fighter in the world in Floyd Mayweather. Then he eventually fought the best 2 fighters not named himself at 160, Danny Jacobs and Gennady Golovkin. And then he eventually fought Miguel Cotto as well. Now, that was Miguel Cotto, who wasn't the same guy. But when you look at Gervonta Tank Davis did not fight Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson, or Vasyl Lomachenko. He is yet to fight one of those guys. Canelo Álvarez has done it 10 times over. Is there fights that we still want to see him fight, and he's strategically ducking the David Benavidez fight? I can't say that enough. Absolutely. But we can't erase the fights that he did have. And he's proven and he's consistent. So I think that would be a bad idea for Gervonta Tank Davis to compete unless he's fighting against Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, or Lomachenko. He's scheduled to fight Frank Martin. You want to put your fight up against Frank Martin, against Canelo Álvarez, against anybody? I don't think that would be wise. So let's see how these all unfold. But that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon, and get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. That's all I got for y'all. I'm gone. Peace.